Right now, you probably have less control over your life than you should as a man. You probably spend your days doing things that don't really matter to you, doing things that doesn't bring you to any goals that you really want. You feel like you miss some part of yourself, that there is something inside of you that you need to unleash. And this feeling is not just happening to you. It's actually happening to pretty much every man in this world. And so, if you feel like this in your life, ask yourself this: are you following your own path, or are you helping someone else live their dream? Because most of us are following a script which we never chose, but still we do it without questioning it. Hey guys, it's Ben, and today we're talking about how to break free from this script and regain control of our life. Now, first, you gotta understand that this video is not entertainment. This video is actually a complete framework for breaking the chains of reality and becoming the man you really admire. And I'm gonna help you not through small money hacks or any motivational quotes or any productivity tricks that you hear every day from other people on social media. No, this is gonna be a step by step guide to becoming the best fucking version you've ever been. Regain control of your focus, your discipline, and ultimately your freedom. Now, here's the path everyone follows and what society wants you to follow. First, you go to school. You learn how to obey rules, obey the professor, which is your superior. You learn to work from a certain hour to another, and you learn to do homeworks. You learn that everybody is equal and that you should work as hard as everybody and just get the same results even if you work a little bit harder. Now, after that, you go to university. You learn something that will get you a good job and that will actually make you able to pay rent later. After that, you get a job that doesn't really pay, but enough to pay the bills, to keep food on the table. And it's not something that you love a lot, it's just something that pays well enough to keep you surviving. After that, you get yourself a house, a car, you get married, and you get yourself debt. And then you spend the rest of your days repay those debt. And when you're 65, you retire and you live the rest of your life as you actually want. Now, the problem with this is that it doesn't bring you any freedom. That is because society promises you security over freedom. Because if you don't, you'll just be controlled by somebody else that just had the balls to ditch the security to get their freedom. And that means that you'll be working all your life for something that you don't really love. And that's not living, that's surviving. And that's not what freedom is. Freedom is really about living to your full potential and living the life you really want. Now, some of you might wonder why nobody is rebelling, how society keeps everyone chained down. Well, here's your answer: distractions. Most people never realize that they're following a script because society entertains people to keep them away from what truly matters. That can be scrolling, going out on the weekends, drinking alcohol, all those fun things that you do in your free time are just traps because they keep you away from what your dreams, they keep you away from what truly matters. And they make you forget that you are following a script, that you are falling to their endless cycle of working a 9 to 5. Because the more time you spend consuming, the less time you spend building your life. That is simple as that. And that is why everyone keeps following the script society gives us. And so those clever bastards just give us the illusion that we are free and make our own choices. But in reality, it's all a trap. It's all an illusion. It's fake. We're only following a script. And those distractions are only there to keep us blinded from the hard reality we are living. Now, here's how you change that. This is the first step to your freedom, and that is reigniting your discipline. Now, discipline is basically the foundation of freedom. You need discipline to face the distractions that society puts in your life. Now, how do you do that? Well, first, identify bad pains in your life. And I'm not talking about good pains like suffering from going to the gym. I'm talking about pains from being stuck in the 9 to 5, always feeling depressed because you know you haven't achieved a single one of your goals. And so, for example, if this bad pain is poor fitness, you should start consistent training and build physical strength every day. If it's the lack of focus, you should remove distractions from your life and protect your focus ruthlessly. If you have low energy, you should improve sleep, nutrition, and daily habits for peak performance. Now, if you have no momentum, just take one small action today and every day, and consistency will compound over time. The second thing you need to do is taking responsibility for everything that is happening into your life. Now, by taking responsibility for everything that happens, you stop blaming others for what happens and you actually start taking actions towards what you really want. Because you understand that no one will come to save you. It does not matter if you blame other people, if you complain. The only thing that matters is how you respond and the actions that you take. Now, the last thing you need to do to reignite your discipline is taking small daily actions every day. Understand that if you get 1% better every day, eventually you'll become really, really good at anything that you do. And so, for example, 1% better every day means 365% better in a year's time. And that also means 3,652% better in 10 years' time. Now, most people cannot even think about becoming 3,000% better. They believe that at a certain level, they are just always at their maximum. But it's not true. If you can become 1% better every day, you cannot even believe the progress that you can make in 3, 4, 5 years' time. And in 10 years, 3,000% better is extremely good. Now just take small actions every day. It's always been about consistency. Just take one little step every day and you'll be able to hike mountains. Now, you can start discipline by only taking a journal and writing every day in it. You can also train really hard in the gym or just have a morning routine that you follow every day. The goal is just being consistent. You just need to reignite your discipline because discipline is something that is being built over time. It's not something that you acquire in the moment. And discipline is also built and strengthened every day by taking care of the body and the mind every day. That brings me to my next slide, building yourself. Now, if you have the discipline to regain control of your life, but you don't apply it to the important things in your life, well, you won't get far. That is why you should spend all your times on three main pillars that I'm going to teach you right now. Now, pillar number one is sleeping well. Now, I'm actually going to start with this pillar because this is the most important one and it actually impacts the other two. Now, sleeping well is extremely important because it clears your mind. You should sleep between 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day. And so, for example, if you go to bed at 10 a.m., you should wake up at 6. If you go to bed at 6 p.m., you should wake up at 6 a.m. And this is really important to have this in place because if you don't sleep well enough, you won't be able to make good decisions for your life. And sleep is actually wrecked by any screens that you take. If you sleep in a too hot room, you'll have difficulty to sleep and you'll have less good quality of sleep. If you have too much light, too much sunlight, or too much screen light before going to bed, you also have difficulty to sleep. If you have an argument with someone you love or just fighting with someone before going to sleep, this will also impact your sleep. So try to improve your sleep by sleeping in a cold room, sleeping a lot, reducing the amount of screens you have before going to sleep, and also reducing the lights around when the sun is down. You also have the noise that can sometimes be really annoying and that you do not control. So, a little tip I have for you, put some white noise in your ears. This can help. And also eating too much before bed, I forgot this one. This is not really good for you. You don't want to digest when you're sleeping. It just helps. It just doesn't help with recovery. Now, once you remove all those bad things that you do and you start to put a good sleep in place, well, you become more productive. You can do more in less time. Now, the second pillar is becoming strong. Now, there's not a lot of things to say about this one, but it's still really important to have a shredded body. Now, of course, I can talk about just the physical stuff, but there are really two phases about this pillar. The first one is about physical strength. You want to have a big body, you want to be shredded. This just improves your confidence, and other people start to respect you more. And the second one is just becoming strong mentally. This is being able to say no to things that you know is bad for you. Have the mental resilience to know what's good and bad for you and choose the good stuff. So you really want to build your mind to handle challenges and accept everything that is happening to you. Now, this is just the ability to handle challenges and relax and focus on things that actually matter. Now, pillar number three is just being focused. Now, being focused is also really important because this is what gives you good energy and this is what gives you the ability to make better decisions. It also makes you more productive. Now, how do you do that? First, eat healthy. Now, this is basically eating non processed food and anything that is natural. So, your veggies, your fruits, and your meats. Taking care of your physical energy. And so that means regulating your dopamine. Try to have good dopamine when you do something productive and try to avoid all those spikes of dopamine like screens, alcohol, drugs. Those things are bad dopamine that you want to avoid. Now, being focused is not complicated, it's just hard to stay consistent. Eating only natural foods for a lot of time can be hard for some people. For me, it wasn't that hard, but I know it's a challenge for others. But being focused is also really important to make good decisions and break free from your life. Now, those are the three pillars you should focus on a lot to become a better person and break free from the chains of reality. But you must understand that nothing happens without taking any risks. Now, progress requires stepping into uncomfortable situations and doing things that you know you might fail, but still you do it anyway. You jump no matter what. Most people wait for the perfect timing to jump, but in reality, this perfect timing will never come. If you wait for the perfect condition to jump off a plane, well, at some point, the plane will just pass and you'll never jump. Even if you don't know how to fly, even if you don't know how you'll land, you just have to jump. This is the key to life, just taking action. Jump, chase discomfort. Nothing happens if you don't take any risks because growth requires uncertainty. Now, this is a quote I really think is important. Life doesn't get easier by talking about your problems. Life gets easier when you consistently take action. And this basically means that you should stop talking about your problems. You should stop talking about what isn't perfect in your life. You have a good life and you have the ability to make it better. So seize that and do it. Take action now. This is really the key to success. And so you must take responsibility, eliminate distractions, build discipline, strengthen your body and mind, take risks, and choose action over comfort to be able to break free from this ordinary life society wants you to follow. Freedom is not given, it is built through daily choices. Every small action you take today compounds it to the life you want tomorrow. The path starts with you right now. Guys, it's been a pleasure. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really makes a difference for me. Now go out there and make the best out of your life. And with that said, I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.